Hey, everybody, welcome to Bearded Bigger Banter, the sports podcast. And guys, our one shining moment is over.
That's right.
College basketball is done. The finale has taken place. I believe it went into Tuesday morning. I'm just kidding. No, it was super late time.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so let's just get off a little bit of recap because tell you what, it definitely looked like a heavyweight fight. At least in the first half. But I'll tell you one thing is as much of a heavyweight fight as it looked, and Zach Edey had a little swagger to him, I'm Zach Edey. But you just had a feeling. I mean, it was the story of the tournament, the entire, tournament long. Is UConn's like, yeah, hey, we'll let you feel good about yourselves, and then boom, drop the hammer down.
they just overwhelm teams. They're just a powerhouse that can go literally the whole game nonstop. Whereas you think of basketball as like a game of runs. We always say that, right? Well, they're constantly running. Like I feel like their whole game is them just on a run. And it just overwhelms teams. And I don't know, it was a great game for a little bit, but I ended up flipping around the channels towards the end because
Trey, they executed the strategy. They executed the strategy that you mentioned on earlier episode about, I think it was NC State doing it, but Kentucky completely executed it. Hurley even said, he goes, listen, the intention tonight was, sorry, did I say Kentucky?
Yeah, you said Kentucky.
Sorry, UConn coach. Not to send fake news out there.
That's like a Freudian slip, man.
But the UConn executed exactly what we said about NC State doing to Purdue, which was Hurley sat there and said, listen, let Edey go for 50. We don't care.
Yep.
It's just the other guys aren't going to get a thing.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, that was the absolute truth. I don't think Smith, their point guard is. I think at one point, didn't I text you guys? I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's 10 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, they only had,
and Purdue might have attempted like 5 3-pointers.
Dude, it was nuts.
Like
if that, I think they might have finished with like 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's like I know you don't want to live by it because you can also die by it, but you also at least have to like make some threes. Like if you're not making threes, you're 3 is better than 2, right? Isn't that the old saying? So I don't know. It was first half was good. Second half was just like, this sucks. Like not even that I was cheering for Purdue. It was just like I wanted more. I wanted a better game, but it is what it is. I mean, it's a national championship, and I will sit there and I'm gonna say they're that team, just that team. I'm not talking about the program as a whole, but that team that has went back to back now, definitely top five all-time teams.
Wow.
Well,
so not the program though that has 6 titles now and since 2001 or whatever it is.
Since 99. Don't get me wrong, Trey. I think they're in the conversation for blue blood.
What? No. This is wow. I wasn't taking the conversation. I thought it was a given that they're a blue blood.
I'll give them. Okay. Should I give them blue blood, or is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's
okay. I don't know. I don't think in what has it been? 25 years. Last 25 years, 99 to 2024. Correct.
Right.
I don't think Duke. I don't think Kentucky. I don't think Carolina. What just came up?
You had a little thumbs
up.
I just saw something like I was like, oh my gosh, that was an orb. Like I thought that ghost behind me. I don't think any of those true blue bloods have missed 32% of the NCAA tournaments. Now you could turn it and say, okay, I don't think they also won 24% of the national titles. I get that.
Yeah.
But
that's insane. That's a quarter.
But I mean, since 99, I believe Duke has 3. Carolina, I think, has 3. Kansas has at least 2. So, but what I'm getting back to is those 3 blue bloods right there. They haven't missed the tournament as much as Kentucky. As Connecticut has. Even Kentucky. Kentucky only has 1, I believe, guys.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, one
don't
national
think-
championship under Calipari.
Yeah, so it's like
I don't know how long. When did Calipari get there?
That
was Anthony Davis year.
16 years. Well, that's when he won it.
Yeah,
but he got there before that.
right. Yeah.
But I'm just that's my only thing is I get it. It's outrageous. 6 national titles in 25 years. But to say a blue blood, I don't know. I mean, when Duke missed the tournament, that was one time in how many years? When Carolina missed the tournament, that was like 2 or 3 times in how many years? Kansas is on a long. I'm sorry, I had to get that.
Hold on. Kansas,
I think, is on one of those streaks to not miss the tournament. Now, a blue blood that I would say should be gone and replaced by with UConn is
Villanova.
UCLA. Villanova's not a blue blood.
All right.
Gosh, no. My gosh, no.
If there's a question mark for UConn, then Villanova's definitely not.
No, there's not a question mark for UConn. And I hear what you're saying. Not making.
I'm going to say. I'm going to say
deal.
It's down to 5. Duke, UConn, Kansas, Carolina, Kentucky. I'll give those 5 blue bloods. UCLA is on their way out.
How long until you take Kentucky out then?
No, Kentucky consistently is at the top. They're at the top in the rankings. I'm not taking them out.
Well, and so is Gonzaga. We're going to go by that.
That's not they have no national championships. Trey.
Mark Few has the most consecutive tournament appearances. I think tied with what? Tom Izzo.
0 championships. You're not a blue blood without a ring.
Calipari got there in 2009.
I could argue this forever, but that to me jumped out though. They've won 24% of the national championship since 1999. Missed 32% of the NCAA tournaments since 1999. So
how many years was Kevin Holly there?
I don't know. I'd have to get the stat guys on that, but he won one with him. It was a Kemba year, right?
Was that right after Calhoun left though? Like immediately after?
Yeah.
So those are none of Kevin Holly's doing.
Oh, you're not going to give him.
You can't.
You're not going to give him credit for that.
No,
you can't not give him credit for that.
You're the best player in the college basketball at the time.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it's not his fault. He came into a great situation.
I'm not saying it's his fault, but I'm not going to give him credit for it. Is what I'm saying.
Do you give Hubert Davis any credit for the success he's had in his first 3 years?
Making it to the Elite 8?
National championship, Trey.
National championship first year, Trey.
Did they really?
Yeah, they blew the biggest lead ever, but
thanks.
Sorry.
My team seemed to do that a lot. My team seemed to do that a lot in championships. So I'm doing all right over here.
I wouldn't give him that much credit because then what do you do the next year?
Well, I guess my question is because in his situation, he had basically Roy Williams' core group of recruits, right? And even this year,
he kind of still did this year.
That's what I'm saying. He still did. Whereas I look at Shire. I think Shire, the only guy that he had left over from Coach K is Roach. But he hasn't achieved anything yet. He's made an Elite 8. I like what he's done. He's won an ACC championship. But I don't know. I just find that interesting.
They surprised me in the tournament this year. I didn't expect them to go that far.
To beat Houston, I know Shed, but
I'm saying just kind of how they finished the season. It just didn't seem like powerful and Duke like. So I didn't expect them to go into the tournament and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna make it further than Carolina. I didn't expect them. So
a good program win, like Trent said, against Houston.
Yeah, that was a big one. But anyway, it is the dog days of sports gambling, boys, and and sports casting, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I mean, we're now, but I'm gonna say this though. I don't mind betting baseball right now.
No, yeah.
I know we had a little hiccup today, or last night. Sorry, but hey, it is what it is. We have our niches or niches.
I'm just hoping. We just got to keep it up because baseball's fickle, man.
Trey, you haven't touched the walk prop yet, so.
Well, because I'm still waiting for like data. You know what I mean? Like for the show.
I'm
not complaining. I'm just saying, like, you haven't even gotten to your niche, if you will.
Right.
I'm complaining, Trey. I want some walk props.
I know they're coming.
I want you to give me. I want you to
at
least
take Dylan Cease.
What's that?
I want the full slate.
Dylan Cease walks.
Yeah, but Tyler, it all depends, man. It all depends.
Nothing better when Trey has to send us the screenshot of a full tablet of lined notebook paper when there's like every team playing baseball on a Saturday or so. I love it. There's nothing cool. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to take his top 3 power picks and let's roll. You know,
I think we hit over 60% on walk props last year, which is it's pretty tough to do. But I do got to find a more efficient way to do that because that was it's a big chunk of time to look through all those pictures and stuff.
It's all right.
If you actually knew how to use a computer, you might be able to streamline it a little bit. Guys, how do I turn up my computer?
Listen,
what's a dock?
For the last 7-8 years, my job does not require any computer technology. And it's advanced. There's some crazy things you can do now.
You're gonna be a nurse anesthetist, so you better be able to use a computer.
Why? I don't even need to then.
I
just need to chart.
I see like Trey at some point like pulling out his bifocals that snap together in the middle, looking at a computer.
Yeah, well,
what do we do here? What's this thing called?
It's a mouse, Dad.
Yeah. Boyd is going to be teaching you how to use a computer about 4 years.
Dude. That's fine with me.
But
they already knows how to scroll.
Ty, I know we're starting to kind of get into baseball, but you want to talk major college topic right now with the coaching.
Yeah, I do want to talk the coaching thing. There's 2 players that we would like to really quickly just touch on. I know there's a lot more in the transfer portal, but obviously Milk Chamberlain is leaving Indiana State, which kind of devastates me a little bit. My hope is that he does end up at St. Louis with his coach.
I think he's going to Duke. I really do.
Oh my God.
No, I have not seen anybody that big.
Tyler would never mention him ever again.
Oh, would you, Tyler? How would that feel? What would your reaction be?
Trent, you would totally get him a jersey for Christmas or something.
I'd have so much gear for him to wear.
Well, and
I get Tyler a pair of red specs.
I'm also glad I didn't buy that shirt from Barstool.
Yeah, that's true.
I was this close.
Yeah, but Tyler,
I know.
He'll be remembered as a Sycamore man.
The other one I would like to talk about though too. That's again one of my teams that I bet on a lot is Trey Townsend from Oakland.
Yeah.
Also entered the transfer portal, and the top team that I'm seeing to land him, and I don't know what it is. I just feel like he has that game, that play of this team is Michigan State. Is the top team I'm seeing to land Trey Townsend, which I don't know what it is. Like when I saw that as the top team, I'm like, he just seems like a Michigan State, like the slasher, it just, I don't know. It just seemed it would be a good fit for him. Also disappointed he left Oakland, obviously, but I get it.
I see him going to Louisville.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him going to Louisville.
Oh yeah, just looking ahead. I agree. Those players. There's a couple other names in there that there's a guy from UT Martin that's transferring, and he was their stud. Yeah. And there's these people.
Did you see the most recent one tonight?
No.
Wade Taylor from Texas A&M, their star guard.
I did see that. Trimble from Carolina.
19. I mean, Trimble's good defensively. He's not a scorer.
Great Osobar from Utah State is in the portal.
Jeez, yeah. Portal's nuts. I do think, guys, I think you would agree. I do think it's unfair that they allow the portal to start before the tournament's over.
Oh, totally.
That's not right.
It's absurd. That has to change, and I think that will change very soon. But not to get too far into portal stuff, because we could spend hours and hours on that. But obviously, the big news out of Kentucky, John Calipari kind of leaving in the middle of the night, taking the midnight train to Arkansas, like literally midnight train. I'm telling you, the news broke at like 11:45. Leaving to go to Arkansas, seeing some rumors and stuff as to there may have been some burned bridges allegedly with some boosters in Kentucky. There's just some, I don't know. There just seems to be a little bit of animosity as to why he left. Also seeing that he is going to have a lot of available money NIL wise at Arkansas, I believe more than any collegiate program in basketball. A big chunk of that supposedly has to also deal with Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys. So that's just some rumor mill stuff that's out there in terms of finances.
Bigger guy was the Tyson Chicken guy.
Right. Wow. That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah. He literally at his introduction in the stadium, the Tyson Chicken guy, I don't know his name, Tyson Chicken guy literally got a standing ovation by the entire stadium because they knew.
It's Mike.
No, shut up.
No. But
no,
guys,
so
I was gonna say, did you catch Calipari? I went and met with the team. By the way, there is no team. That was kind of interesting for him to hear. I still think that was his typical way of trying to make an excuse for himself.
What do you mean?
How many times?
Because everyone transferred? Is that why?
Yeah, or they're in the portal right now. Not sure, but it's what he always did at Kentucky. He does get the top recruits, right? Top recruits, and then after they're losing or battling, hey, I got a young team. These guys are. It's like now he's already going to Arkansas with the biggest pocketbook or piggy bank, whatever you want to call it.
Pocketbook.
Pocketbook.
All right, what are you, like an 80-year-old grandma?
Wow.
Anyway,
I got some Werther's originals.
Grab my pocketbook. I'll give you some.
What do you got there? What do you got there?
Werther's originals.
Okay. Anyway, but I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. Hey, I talked to the team. We have no team. That kind of made me laugh because that's what probably some of these new coaches are going through.
Oh, for sure. I mean, and that's kind of, I mean, that is the transfer portal. I mean, once your coach leaves or once, it's guys are already, I mean, the one guy's already trying to get out of, I think he did get out of, but his commitment to Kentucky. Yeah.
All of them will.
Now the other interesting news, I would say even more so than Calipari going to Arkansas, is obviously a big, coaching job is open. Interestingly enough, I mean, I know we tweeted out, I think we tweeted about 9 different names. Posted out about 9 different names the day after it happened. Just to kind of speculate, seeing some rumors and things. There was some talk about Nate Oates. He turned it down, said he's sticking with Bama. Then we obviously have the Danny Hurley. That nothing's happened there yet on the front, but they still haven't had their parade, their celebration. So that I still wouldn't rule that one out. I know seems pretty committed.
Offer. You see that?
Oh, I know.
8 years, $100 million. That's
The other name that turned it down, obviously, was Scott Drew out of Baylor. With the rumor too that Scott Drew and the AD were pretty tight. And then as of tonight, as of last night, I'm sure you guys saw that one of the new names that kind of seems to be a front runner right now is the BYU coach, Mark Pope.
Yeah, I think it's a done deal.
It's kind of the way it seems. I mean, I don't know what happened to the Billy Donovan situation. But he seemed pretty young guy. Talked to my brother-in-law about it too, because he went to Kentucky. He's a diehard Kentucky basketball fan. He's hoping they go young, because we were talking, what about Pitino? And what about, I brought up Kelvin Sampson to him, and Kelvin Sampson's 68, Pitino's 71. I mean, they're older guys, but just something to think about. But yeah, I mean, guy from BYU seems pretty young, but I agree, Trent. It does kind of seem like a done deal.
Yeah, unless they pull a Texas A&M in football, where remember they almost hired Stoops, and then the entire fan base erupted, and then scared Stoops off. But Mark Pope's he's a graduate of Kentucky. He won a national championship as a player in '96 with Kentucky. I mean, and he's not old. He's got a long career in front of him, and I don't know. I mean, it's not the the eye-catching name like some of these guys that turned it down, but I think it's a little bit safer, and you might get somebody more long term. I mean, I think this is a bigger deal than you think about seeing Calipari leave. I mean, he was a lifetime guy, and
Yeah.
I know they underperformed, but it's just kind of, it's just, I don't know. I can't believe, because I think they ran him off.
Yeah,
I think there was some sort of mutual agreement. And here's my question though: is from a hypothetical standpoint, what does this do? I know Arkansas has been all right, in terms of basketball the last few seasons. Does the hire of Calipari put Arkansas basketball like top 10 next year immediately preseason? Like, is this going to launch? Well, okay, I'm saying hypothetically, does this launch them to success immediately with the hire of Calipari based on what he's been able to do in the past with young guys,
not
putting them together?
I think it does, Tyler, in the long run, after a couple seasons and stuff, but immediately, no. It's not like they become a contender right away.
Disagree.
What? All right,
I'm going to tell you why.
All right.
No, I want to let you finish your point.
Oh, because I think he's going to not necessarily have the easiest time getting recruits and transfer people to come to Arkansas in his first year there. But give him, I don't know, I think give him a year or two and he starts to actually, because he's a great recruiter, clearly. There's a reason why he gets all the players to Kentucky. I think it's because he does prime them for the NBA. As much as people hate that he says that and does that, it's the truth. So maybe not. I don't think immediately. Maybe he does. Who knows? But I think the odds are that it takes him at least a season or two.
Huh. Trent?
I am going to say that once his team is assembled this year, they will at the very least be top 15 ranked preseason.
Wow.
So they will no recognizable players right now, even.
Well, no, they just said once his team is assembled, right? Mm-hmm. Here's what you're seeing, guys: is all the guys that he coached at Kentucky are more loyal to Calipari himself than Kentucky, the school. So
that's valid.
What really helps Calipari is that brand of NBA guys that he has out there in the league, right? I would say that is what's carrying Duke right now with landing a lot of top talent, is they have the brotherhood, right? And I think all the guys that were going to go to Kentucky this year, they're getting out of their national letters of intent and they're going to follow him. They're going to follow him. I mean, look at the McDonald's All-American. Can't think of the kid's last name. He's already out. He's not going to Kentucky. And today he updated or tweeted, I forget, something on his post on his X. He already put something about a chicken emoji, Tyson chicken.
Huh.
He's going there. So he's going to get, Calipari's going to get a top 5 recruiting class. He's going to be able to get some good transfer portal guys. He's going to have talent down there. And to be quite honest with you, you're going to diminish Kentucky. And now I think you're already ahead of Kentucky in terms of who's going to have a better team next year. I mean, wow. Dillingham left for the NBA. I mean, none of those guys are going to stay. So it's just, to me, it's like you're picking up now with what you're able to do with transferring, you're picking up from one campus and just moving it to another.
Totally. That's exactly what the portal's done.
Because I don't think it's not like a Duke UNC thing there where, a guy from, it hasn't been done yet. Just wait till it does happen, Ty. It's going to be nuts. But you haven't yet. One to the other. Yeah, you haven't seen a UNC guy go to Duke, and you haven't seen a Duke guy go to UNC. And that's because of the rivalry. I know there's rivalries in the SEC. Don't get me wrong. But in SEC basketball, I don't think it's as much of a thing as it is that Duke UNC rivalry. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, you guys can call me.
Might see maybe an Alabama Auburn, maybe.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I would definitely give you that. But I mean, here's the thing, and then the other team you got to look out for in the SEC that's falling apart right now is Tennessee.
Yep,
they're losing everything right now. So, hey, I'm just saying, Trey, that's why I say I disagree. I think once his team's assembled, he's going to get guys. He's going to have McDonald's All-Americans. He's going to get some guys from Kentucky to follow him because, I mean, they're loyal to him. And good for him, because I'm not a Calipari fan. Yeah, I don't like him, but he's good at what he does. Yeah. Just not beating 15 and 14 seeds in the first round.
Yeah.
It's the Golke effect. Jack Golke effect.
Yes.
All right. Anything else here, college basketball wise? Because I think we're ready to tie a bow on this one shining moment and move into.
Trey, take it away. Oh
no.
Hey, by the way, hey, shout out to Fast Breaks. I'm not done yet. I have something in the works with your singing and the final video shown in March Madness. I'm still kind of tying some editing stuff together.
I don't think I gave you those rights. On paid. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so let's jump into the baseball diamond as the unofficial official Orioles podcast. Which, by the way, I almost feel like putting that on a shirt at some point. Bearded Baker Banter, unofficial official Orioles podcast, just to see what the heck happens, because it's awesome. But no, obviously all O's fans. Some big news from the Orioles this week. Jackson Holliday, 20-year-old number one prospect, called up. Struggled a little bit. Does have an RBI though. Mm-hmm. Had an RBI the other night. But tell you what, the thing that most impresses me right now about the Orioles, now we can get into some of our discussion if you guys have anything to add here, but the thing that impresses me the most right now about the Orioles is they've been in some tight games. I would say all season so far. Like, I feel like there's been, about 4 or 5 of their games already that have come down to the 8th, 9th inning. And
comeback
maybe
wins.
I think besides the 2 Pirates losses, I think they have either come back and won or walk off or, something crazy where they've showed a lot of, toughness and grit, I think, being able to kind of come out. And that's without their top closer this year. When you think about that, can you imagine? Oh man, can you imagine? Gosh, I'm so sad that he's not there right now. Mountain,
yeah, Batista.
But man, if they had Batista, and I do think that's why they brought Kimbrel in to kind of replace him for this season. Obviously, just as their closer.
A guy from the Brewers, right? Or no, the Mets.
Mets.
Amber.
Yep, the Mets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah, definitely they're impressive and they're so young. And it's freaking awesome. Like, I'm excited. Like baseball, I watch baseball, but I just going from last year, and when Trent's like, I'm watching every Orioles game, and obviously did
before
and
the season.
It's just been like, I know that's what I'm saying, and just kind of carried that over into where it's been a fun ride so far, and I'm excited to see what they can do, kind of moving forward here because.
The only thing I'm going to say is don't get me wrong. Like last year, 101 wins, unbelievable run, right? Caught everybody by surprise. It's not a surprise anymore. So even if, like, I know you guys know how X works, is like, because things on that you like or things that you click on, things that you follow, and half the time
the algorithm
when they listen to your conversations that you have. I get a lot of Orioles just fans and writers and blog people, and they were all like jumping ship during that Pirates series. Jumping. This is awful. We're gonna be but it's like, guys, like, understand. It's like it was said tonight. At one point in time tonight, the Orioles had 5 first-round draft picks on the field at once, right? Like, amazing. And I think the majority of them are under the age of 25. So it is going to be it's like my wild, I think it was my wild pitch last week. I said, we are going to win 8 of the next 10 AL East titles. So it's a long haul. It's a long haul, and I love it as long as we continue to pay.
I think anyone that makes those statements this early, we have 150 more baseball games. Like, think about that. And they're making, the season's over. Can't believe it because we're losing a series to one team. Like, get out of here. That's absurd. But yeah, Trent, you alluded to it. I think it's time for ball, strike, and wild pitch.
Let's do it.
Ball, strike, and wild pitch. Trey, you want to explain again just to refresh?
Yeah, so ball is something bad, something that we don't like in the MLB right now. A strike is something good that we are liking the MLB, and a wild pitch is just like a hot take, bold prediction, a unique stat or something that you want to share about baseball and stuff. So I can start with my ball if you guys want.
Yeah, start us up.
I know it's more and more common nowadays, but just elbow injuries in the MLB on pitchers.
Well,
I feel like you just took both of all the balls.
Really?
Yep. You got,
Trey's
Trey's
like, give me all the balls.
Wow, I'm sorry, guys. I wouldn't have started that because I got
no. That's all right.
All right.
You got a lot of balls?
Yeah. Nah, just a couple. No, yeah. So I mean, seeing Shane Bieber, who started out the season looking like another Cy Young contender or winning the Cy Young, out of nowhere, his elbow hurts, MRI, needs Tommy John. And same thing with Spencer Strider. He's pitching, was continuing to pitch, and he's like, yeah, my elbow felt a little weird. MRI, done, shut down for the season. Even like Walker Buehler, the Dodgers, I don't think he's pitched in 2 seasons because of like elbow issues and surgeries and stuff like that. So I don't know. It just stinks to see these dominant pitchers. Jacob deGrom, how many years of his career was stolen for elbow injuries, but I don't know. It just kind of it takes away. Yeah, seriously. But I don't know. It just sucks to see such talented players that are truly fun to watch and dominate just go down with these injuries that knock them out for a year and a half. And then they come back and do they need it again? Or are they going to be the same? So yeah, that's my thing I don't like right now in the MLB.
So can I piggyback this ball here because I have a point to make on it because I'm also on board with it. I mean, it's kind of scary and it's somewhat sad, right? Because baseball is a sport that you sometimes feel like stars, right? The stars weren't really how do I want to put it? There weren't many of them, right? Like, okay, Mike Trout, but Mike Trout was always injured, right? Shohei Ohtani.
Not always injured. He played on a crappy team where the games start at 10:30 at night.
And he was always hurt.
He was always hurt.
Yeah. Always hurt. Okay. But here's my
Bryce Harper.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But now, so my take on this is baseball wanted should I say the fair weather baseball fan, they want offense. But
that's what draws viewers, yeah.
Yeah, right. So the home runs, the big, the bombs,
juiced balls.
Yep. But now with the rule,
and juiced arms.
Yeah. with the rule changes, I'm not going to sit here and blame the pitch clock for these injuries. The thing that I'm going to blame is the banning
larger bases.
The banning of any sort of sticky stuff. My thought is I listened to an interview. He's the pitcher that I think is Glasnow.
Tyler
Glasnow.
He was now with the Dodgers. Yeah. Well, let me go ahead and share this. So he talked about, when he was very big. Now he was not a spider tack guy. He was a sunscreen and rosin. Which would give us a similar effect. That's what a lot of guys use with sunscreen and rosin, which would allow them to grip. Now, I don't think they're allowed to do it.
You could get away with it, though.
Yeah, but now his thing is as they started banning on stuff and guys weren't sure what they were going to get in trouble for, he said he went a full game where he just kind of went cold turkey. And he felt arm pain that he's never felt in all his years of pitching since working his way up to the big leagues. He said what changed tremendously for him was he had to grip the ball so much harder. And that's actually
pitches move.
Yeah, and that was actually against what he used to believe in. He used to believe in not squeezing the crap out of the ball, was keeping the ball just kind of in his hand, kind of loose. And that's how he say it used to help him get spin. But now he had to squeeze the heck out of the ball in order to generate spin. And now you are working muscles where you're now squeezing and throwing at the same time. So I don't know. I mean, here's my thing. I think we talked about it last year when this stuff started to come out, or 2 years ago. I'm not sure. I think it was last year.
Last year.
I think sometimes too. I know batters. It might help the batters by them not being able to spin the ball as much. But I don't know about you guys. With these guys that throw close to 100-some miles per hour, I would rather them have control of the ball than not as much control.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm going to take my stances. I think I'm not the pitch clock. I like the pitch clock still. But I think the injuries are coming because the lack of them being able to use a little grip. I mean, batters use pine tar, correct?
Yeah.
So why not raise the threads or the stitches? Like, why not make it easier to grip and produce more spin without using sticky stuff? Because that's easier to regulate. If you just still eliminate sticky stuff, but you make it easier by changing the ball, I think that could do the same thing. Because what if some people do use stickier stuff than other people, and you can't?
Well, maybe you do establish a permitted substance.
Yeah, but then guess what happens? People still manipulate it, and they try to find an advantage.
They do a test.
I mean, that's with anything. Steroids. So Trent, I think that's the glass now. That's some interesting stuff in the sense of how you're holding the ball, the sticky stuff, and everything. Because I know we talked a lot about that last year when it started to really become a big thing. I think the other thing that I also read too was the fact of I think it's a roster spot thing and how many starting pitchers you're actually allowed to have on your roster for your starting rotation. I know that's another issue. I think Strider brought that up in an interview at one point in time. Even I think that was even before his elbow stuff. But
they just want to do less work. Still get paid.
Yeah, but here's what you got to understand is these guys are throwing, like Trent pointed out, like over 100 miles an hour, with the craziest movement on some of these balls. And the baseball pitching motion is not normal. It's literally it's
not natural.
Not normal. It's not natural at all. Not natural. That's the word I was looking for. Not natural at all. And when you got guys throwing this hard and doing certain things and the way they hold certain things, and it's I don't know, man. I don't think the pitch clock is an issue because it's making guys get set a little bit quicker. It's I get it, but like at the same time, like is that 4 extra seconds of rest? Is that the difference? Probably not. I don't know that for sure. But like,
I also think you also got to think of how many games these guys have played over their entire lives.
That's like, the other thing is how young do they start?
Exactly.
And are they playing
year round?
Are they playing? Exactly. It does. Yep. I mean, that's why it goes into. I mean, baseball is one of those sports where that is one of those things where if you want to be really successful, I would say similar to like a hockey, you got to be on travel teams. You got to join this at this age. You got to do this. You got to work out with these trainers. You got to do.
Even like soccer, that same way.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I mean, I don't know the answer to that. I mean, if we're all okay with that, that was actually my ball as well. Was
I was say we'll just make it one big ball.
One last point. One other thing that I have heard is the demand for velocity, where lower 90s is no longer as acceptable as mid to high 90s, where guys are not getting as big of contracts, not getting much job security as soon as they start to dip in the 90s. So I thought that was another throwing harder. So
I mean, you think about that though. Like I just think, man, some of these guys are throwing real hard. And obviously relievers and closers and stuff like that, because they're pitching a batter or two.
Yeah.
But maybe one inning. But just to kind of conclude this ball with pitchers and stuff, I would like to give a shout out to the best pitcher from the Myrtle Beach Mermaid, Kenny Powers. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But
Tyler, why don't you get us with a strike here?
All right. What do I like in baseball right now? What do I like in baseball right now is I like the Orioles. No, I would still like to talk a little bit more about my K props and stuff. I did find a resource. I've actually gone back to our team rankings. So I would say my strike is teamrankings.com. You're actually able to sort teams based on their strikeout average per game. It gives you the last 3 games. It gives you the last 1 game. It gives you the 2023 average and things like that. I've been trying to actually branch out with my pitchers. I know last week it was K-props with the Houston Astros pitchers. So I've been trying to branch out a little bit more because with a couple injuries now to some Astros pitchers, it's like, okay, what do I do here now? Had some success here with some of these guys. Got a little, got a hook, last night with Grayson Rodriguez, only having 5, needed 6.
And a hook the night before.
Wow, no, he ended up with 9.
Oh.
Or 8 or something, which, no, it was 9. Struck out 2 in the next thing, but they brought him in. He threw over 105 pitches, which also pissed me off. But
Hunter Green, that was.
Yeah. So still try, I'm still figuring I still love the K-prop. I'm not really going to steer away from that. I will say that it does get harder as the season goes on. I know, Trey, you said about waiting for your walk props and things like that. I've really tried to hit the ground running because it's a little bit easier sometimes to be a little bit more unknown with K-props.
Right.
To get the over, get the under, and,
there's so many variables in baseball games. It's
and we know when I
no, you got it.
No, I was just gonna say, I started when I talked about the Astros pitchers and stuff last week. I thought back to, I think it was the previous year. Well, no, last year was also, I think I was still on Astros pitchers because it was pretty much the same lineup and stuff. But the previous year, if you guys remember, do you guys remember what team I was on with the pitchers? Now they're all over the place.
White Sox?
Yes.
That
was the White Sox.
Okay.
So White Sox pitchers, and again, they're kind of all over the place. And honestly, I've tried to I make some bets on my own, just without putting them on our account with those same guys still, and I have not been able to get their over under. So I'm done. I'm like, nope, stay away from those guys. But
they change teams and stadiums. It does make a big difference sometimes.
It's a huge difference, and especially as they get older too.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's where I'm at with my strike. So team rankings,
all right,
kind of taking my pitchers against the strikeouts per team, which is kind of nice. So
So I'll go ahead next. My strike is not a trend in terms of what I'm gambling necessarily, although this is a team that I think you have to pay attention to, and that is believe it or not, the Kansas City Royals.
Good call.
7-game win streak right now. They are, I believe, close to second in the league, or at least top 5 in runs scored. They're just about 5. I think they're at about 4.9. But the thing for me is they're kind of, I'm not saying they're on the level of the Orioles, but they're kind of reminding me of the surprise that the Orioles were last year, where they have some really good young arms that are pitching really, really well, and you can get some good value with them. And I'm talking like first 5s, heck, straight up money lines, or even full game run lines. So, I mean, they swept. Now I know the White Sox are in shambles, but they did sweep a 4-game series, which is tough to do, a 4-game series to sweep with the White Sox. And then they follow that up with sweeping the Astros, which, red alert, watch out there, Astros. They're off to a slow start, but they're only giving up on average, this is first in the MLB, 2.5 runs a game. And their ERA right now is also matching that, although it's second in the league at 2.5 as well, their ERA. So watch out. I know the Orioles have a series, I think, coming up against them again in Kansas City. So I hope that streak ends when we get there. But
did the O's took 2 or 3 from them?
They did, and they had one where it was a comeback game. I think it was that Colton? Nope. His name
Westberg's walk-off.
Westberg's walk-off with 2 strikes, 1 and 2 count, boom, right center field. So Red Hot Royals, that's my strike I'm going with, guys.
Yeah. Mine's a little different. It's more of something that I'm going to keep an eye on that I like because I think it's going to kind of grow as the season goes on. It's going to be really fun to watch. It's already an established rivalry, but the Phillies and the Braves in the NL East, I think they're going to be kind of neck and neck for most of the season. Some teams are going on win streaks, vice versa, and they don't like each other. And for some reason, the Phillies have the Braves number. The Braves are, I think, the better team in terms of roster and everything like that. But the Phillies just have their number for some reason. So I like that in baseball. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I know they only played 3 games so far, but those games are even fun to watch, and it's so early in the year. So that's what I like in baseball is the NL East rivalry of Phillies and Braves.
Nice.
I like it. I'll tell you what, though. Talking about NL East, I think the Marlins might end up being the worst team in the MLB this year.
Over the White Sox?
It's going to be close. It's going to be a barn burner.
Man, the White Sox are bad. And same with the Rockies. They're pretty bad, too.
Yeah. Thought the Rockies would be a little bit more rockier.
I can lead us off with the wild pitch if you guys want.
There you go. Yeah, go ahead.
So I got
I thought I get to lead off.
All right, go ahead. No, you got it.
No. Wait, hold on. Wait a second. This Pop Top is brought to you by Richard.
There it is. What kind? What are you drinking?
Just Trogs Perpetual. Keep it basic tonight.
Classic.
Shout out Trogs, unofficial sponsor.
That's right. You want to
Trey,
lead?
go ahead. Trey, go ahead.
I mean, mine's quick and easy.
Okay, good. Take it.
I think this kind of happened last year with this situation, but this year I think they're gonna continue on, and they're gonna make a statement this year. I think the Pittsburgh Pirates make the playoffs in the MLB.
I mean, that was my.
What's
wild pitch last week. Pirates make the playoffs.
Ah, shoot!
You guys made fun of me. Wild pitch last week. Yeah, you were like, get out of here. They do it every year.
No,
they do it every year.
I'll beer bet you both.
No, shut up.
I'm not beer betting this early, Trent. That's absurd.
Yeah.
Okay. Wild pitch. Meow.
Yeah, it's a wild pitch. Nope. It's a bold take.
Nope, don't
this
do
isn't
that.
Something, this
don't
isn't
do
something
that.
I'm confident.
You are the biggest meow of all.
Kitty cat.
You're the biggest meow of all.
Hey, you guys both. I'm the one that last week, I think it was my ball. I believe I said the Pirates, don't buy them. They're just another farm team again.
So the Tigers.
I don't think so.
You said the Tigers too.
Tigers too. Yeah.
The Pirates this year, their roster, they have a lot of good young talent. They got O'Neal Cruz. They have Brian Reynolds. They got
now is right. So that's what I'm saying. They're gone.
I'm still sticking with my wild pitch from last week. So Trey, that's 2 wild pitches. Mine last week and yours this week. Yeah. I am on. I do think that I don't think they win a division. I think they make a wild card.
You know, Tyler, all I really needed was these last 7 days to change my mind. That's what it was.
Well, you went back and listened to the episode. You're like, man, Tyler is so convincing.
So right, yeah.
So convincing.
Not could I ever say that. All right, Trent, what's yours?
Well, mine might be a little controversial, so I'm apologize ahead of time. I would say my wild pitch is I don't buy the cover up.
Whoa.
And what I'm referring to is the Shohei Ohtani, I think it was translator.
Ippei
Mizuhara. Okay. I'm going to call him Ippei. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. However, the fact that, I think I even heard on a sports radio show today. Well, now that, the government has come out and said that, nothing was ever bet on baseball and all the bets were made by this guy and never Ohtani. Now we can, feel a little bit more comfortable and have some closure rather than just the MLB telling us. Hell, I think it makes me question it even more. It's a league that right now he's the face. I'm going to go out and say he's the face of baseball worldwide right now.
100%.
Okay, and this was absolutely a gambling scandal. This guy is absolutely taking a fall, and I'm not buying it 100%. Like it actually,
I don't think anybody does. Nope, not many people buy it.
But why isn't the and you know what? We can't do anything about it because now we just have to listen to the FBI or the CIA tell us in conjunction with the MLB to say, "Oh yeah, no, we're all good. It wasn't Shohei. None of it was ever bet on baseball." So here's my thing: if you, which guys, keep in mind, from December 2021 to January 2024, he plays 19,000 wagers. You are in. Hold on. Oh, somebody tapping into our podcast.
Yeah, I think they are.
Okay. Anyway, I'm not saying anything controversial, but you make 19,000. Yeah, you make 19,000 wagers, and you're telling me that Shohei didn't know anything about this for all those years. Okay, 1, 2. You've lost $182.9 million.
More than that.
And you're telling me that you are not. That's the total losing bets.
Oh, okay? He sucks, man.
He actually, supposedly, I think they have an actual text message of him saying to his bookie, "I'm pretty bad at this, aren't I?" Like he actually texted that. But if you're that down, you're telling me that you're not going to utilize your inside knowledge in the baseball world. You're full of it. Like you're full of it. His average wager was $12,800. His largest wager he ever placed was $160,000. His is kind of comical with the average wager being $12,800. The smallest wager he ever placed was $10. He must have been trying to really cut back there.
He was in a rut.
But so his net losses, I know I said total losing bets was 182.9. His net loss in overall money, counterbalancing wins and losses, was $40.7 million.
Okay. Well, geez, Trent, you misled us there with that first.
$182.9 million lost in bets
total. I want the balance.
But he had some wins. But Trey, 40.7.
Still, yeah, that's not
to say poo too. Okay.
I wish we would have posted his picks. We could have faded those things, man.
It'd be like what's his name? That other Trent guy.
Look at Trent. Dude, somebody put his face on the translator today in a meme. Man. It was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
It was pretty funny.
He's probably tailing that guy. But once again, you're telling if I'm Pete Rose right now, I'm pissed off. Like I'm pissed off because I think we're being lied to. And I don't think this is
like Michael Jordan.
I was just gonna say this is not the first sports league to cover for their superstar.
Exactly. Too much money to be made on their figure.
Yeah. What a wild pitch, right? That's a good wild pitch tonight.
It was. It was a very bold wild pitch. I didn't know you were going to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler.
I think Tyler's sweating. I think he's a little nervous.
No, I just don't know how do I follow that.
I'm sorry. I should have went last.
No,
I was
that's all right.
Going to take it.
That's all right. My wild pitch, kind of more of a prediction way out, is I'm going to say that the Yankees lose the first round of the playoffs.
Oh.
I think they're going to have to deal with some injuries at some point in time. I don't think Judge is going to play a ton this season. I also think they might lose Soto for a little bit of time too. So,
jeez,
are you wishing? Are you? This sounds like wishful thinking here.
It's not wishful thinking.
Remember, Tyler, we support the Orioles, so it's not.
Remember, you guys said that last year or the other with quarterbacks in football. I'm like, not going to finish the season. Not going to finish the season.
Right.
Like, whoa.
And no, I said it about Joe Burrow and the Bengals not making the playoffs.
But who now was an injury, but best call of the year was Russell Wilson being benched for Jarrett Stidham. And I said it before the season started.
He did.
Remember, and you guys laughed at me. Like, oh, come on. And I was like, hold on. You did laugh. You did laugh.
I think we laughed at you saying that Jared Stidham is the next franchise guy.
No, I did not say that. I said
10 all time.
I said that.
Just like Jimmy G.
I said Sean Payton would give him a chance, and will bench Russell Wilson at some point in time before the season. It just happened in week 16, and I was so ecstatic.
I don't think it's that bold. I think the bolder call was saying that a Super Bowl favorite team like the Bengals wasn't going to make the playoffs.
Hold on. You're telling me that Mr. $200 and some million for the Denver Broncos
2 years in a row.
Trey, that he sucked for 1 year. And I was going off of one season, and I said that Jarrett Stidham would start at some point over him during the season. That is as bold as it gets.
No.
That's way bolder than your Bengals comment.
Well, guys, if we're talking about
this is
football,
perfect segue. Yep, perfect.
We're talking about football. Let's ride.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, sorry, that's Wilson.
So what's he say now? Here we go. That's what he says.
So
Steelers.
That's what the Steelers say. Like, that's so dumb.
Okay. Justin Fields starts more games. Justin Fields starts more games.
Yep. Agree with that.
Come on, Trey. Justin Fields is my beer bet winner, man. You want to go against him again?
Nah, I'm not gonna. Oh, please. That was a really good beer bet.
Yeah, it was easy. That was a no sweat. But anyway, so this is our touchdown turnover. Quick hitter. Eventually, as more as we lead up to the draft, as more news comes out in the football world, we'll have maybe a couple more of these. But my touchdown turnover statement. Ready? So touchdown means you agree with it. You're pretty much saying this is true, and you're going to tell me why. If you disagree with it, it's a turnover, and you're going to just explain why you're in disagreement with the statement. So with the interview today, I'm going to come out with a statement and say that Tom Brady will play in the NFL within the next 3 years. Touchdown or turnover?
Trey, go ahead.
Turnover.
Why?
I mean, I would think he was going to play at all. It's going to be this coming year, and I don't think teams. It would depend on the owner. It would depend on the owner and the coach.
What if he's the owner?
You're going to say the Raiders? But I mean,
yeah.
I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but if I had to pick a touchdown or a turnover, I'm picking turnover. I think he's done. I think he's still competitive, yes. And could he play? Who knows? I don't know. I think that last season, the Bucks, his arm looked like it was starting to kind of go a little bit, but I'm gonna go with turnover. I just don't see it happening.
I'm also gonna go turnover, and not because I'm saying that he can't play. I just don't. I mean, age, number one, and who's gonna take? I mean, I don't want to call it a risk, but like kind of. But at the same time,
how much money would he ask for, you think?
Well, that's the other thing though, is he's going to be one of the top paid commentators on a 10-year contract with, I think it's Fox.
Mm-hmm. Taking Greg Olson's job.
Starting this year. He's making more money in his contract with broadcasting than he did in his entire NFL career.
Yeah, I think that whole thing that he said, Trent, was more of a hey, let me put me in the headlines again. Let me bring attention to myself.
Let me get in the headlines. Yep, it's exactly.
It might be a better way of doing that than creating a CT ESPN account. I don't know.
Dude, I love that.
But
it's so fun to watch.
But you know what, guys?
Cracker of the day.
I'm going to say touchdown to my own statement.
It was McAfee the other day, by the way.
Because here's why.
Yeah.
Here's why I'm saying touchdown is I believe a contender will need him. Not a full season.
If you need him, you're not a contender.
No.
Yeah,
I'm talking. I'm going to pull Tyler here, Trey. I'm going to pull Tyler here and say due to injury, they're going to need him. It's kind of like they had him teed up and ready to go. If Brock Purdy wasn't the guy, you tell me, Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy goes down, they will have Tom Brady on speed dial. If that's still a thing, I don't think it is.
No.
But I'm telling you,
I think it's like favorites on an iPhone.
Yeah, exactly.
A contender will call him, and he will answer, and he'll play. Don't think for 1 second that there's not a stipulation in his TV contract where he allowed some sort of leeway to say, hey,
yeah, clearly,
if I have to go back and play, you guys got to understand I'm going to take that leave of absence.
Okay. So here's my question. So he owns part of the Raiders, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's allowed to
yet.
broadcast.
It's not official yet. It's not official yet.
Okay,
definitely the Aces. He definitely owns stake in the Aces, right. Las Vegas Aces.
In the pickleball league.
Right. So, yeah. But what I was going to say is, Trent, if he owns the Raiders,
not yet,
or owns part of the Raiders, but what I'm saying is, if that goes through,
conflict of interest.
There's no way that they would allow him to own and also play for a different team.
What's he going to do? Throw the game?
Maybe that team, like you're kind of alluding to, maybe for the Raiders in that case, but. They would not allow him to play for San Fran, nor would San Fran ever be like,
imagine Patrick Mahomes goes down.
Let's take part of the owner of the Raiders.
Imagine Patrick Mahomes goes down and the Chiefs want him. Is he going to win a last game of the season against the Raiders to make the playoffs?
That's a good point.
It is a touchdown turnover discussion point for a reason.
They call Matt Castle back, dude.
No. Matt Castle. Oh my God.
I got a touchdown turnover question for you guys.
Oh, here he is. Let's do it.
One conference, whether it's AFC or NFC, will have 3 playoff teams this year.
You did that last year or last week, Trey. You said your Packers division was going to have 3 playoff teams.
I didn't. Hold on.
Yeah, you said what is your division?
Do you guys agree with it though?
We both said turnover for your specific division.
Okay, what about the AFC? About the AFC South?
Last week you only brought up his own.
What about the AFC South?
Yeah.
No.
Because that was the one that I had in mind this week.
So then let's clarify that so we're not repetitive here. But AFC South is going to have 3.
Texans, Jags, Colts, and the Titans. That conference.
That is
three
easiest,
teams?
Yes.
Easiest turnover in that there exists.
Ooh.
No.
Easiest, because here's the thing. You got the Bengals and the Ravens in the same division. Okay. And now an upcoming Steelers and a Browns team that made the playoffs in that division.
And re-signed Chubb.
Yeah, that would be more believable. That'd be more believable.
You think the AFC North is more likely to have 3 teams than
the South? Absolutely. Those teams are proven. They're proven. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. If Richardson's a freak, they have a chance to do that. But
so Texans
I'm not
guaranteed.
sold on the Colts.
Even with Richardson there, you're not sold on it.
Hold on. What have we seen from him?
Because they almost made the playoffs last year with Gardner Minshew.
And darn right,
they did go to the playoffs last year.
No, they didn't. They missed the playoff.
Yeah. They missed the last game. Hold on a second. But Trey, if you're guaranteeing the Texans, I know the Texans made a lot of moves and look damn good. And I do like D'Amico Ryans there. But you are basing that off of a sophomore quarterback. Again, I was wrong. I admitted that last year.
Yeah, so a sophomore quarterback that is now more protected and has more weapons surrounding him.
2 years. Let's see what happens.
His team drastically improved from what it was last year.
Defensive coordinators get paid millions of dollars to break down film, the entire offspring on every single one of their opponents. They'll throw things.
I would not guarantee the Texans anything.
I would. That team's too talented on both sides of the ball.
Trey,
and they have a great coach.
Trey, I didn't finish, but also with you got to consider now the Jets. I'm still going to probably take the under on Jets team total wins. But you got the Jets, you got the Bills in the same division. You got the Dolphins in the AFC in the same division. You now have
Patriots too, Trent. Patriots.
No, they're down and out for a while. And now I'm going to go west, and I'm going to say, okay, Chiefs are the Chiefs. They're shoo-in, right? Chargers. I don't know. I love Harbaugh. I hate the Chargers. They got rid of a lot, but once again, I think there's too many threats that are better than that division that you're talking about. I mean, I guess it'd be Trevor Lawrence. Like let's some week here. Let's examine the Trevor Lawrence factor. Is is Trevor Lawrence, or let me just say touchdown turnover. Trevor Lawrence is overrated.
Turnover.
Ooh.
I wouldn't call him overrated. I think he didn't necessarily meet the expectations that were there for him.
Look at
but
the
he
stats.
had very high expectations. Yeah, look at the stats, Trent. He's got the most passing yards from by far of any quarterback from that class.
When you're playing from behind, yeah.
No, okay, Trent. You can say that about any team that has a losing record as a good quarterback. I don't think. I think he didn't meet his expectations because he was so highly regarded in college football. So I wouldn't call him a bust.
Way underperformed last year.
I said he's overrated. I didn't say he's a bust. I said he was overrated. And you just said he underperformed.
I still think he
I said that.
Okay, but I think that he has the talent and the physicality and the mindset to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL eventually. I really do. I think he's got everything. Okay, so
if he didn't do it last year, after making the playoffs the previous year, the way they did, being in the same system for one time in his life in the NFL with a great head coach, if last year was not if last year was not it, then I don't see him being a top 5 quarterback ever.
Ooh.
I'll make you beer about the Jaguars make the playoffs.
Why, you're going to propose that bet, but you won't take the Pirates bet.
Let me think about it.
Well, let's make your mind up by the end of this episode. So Trent, you say AFC North more AFC South.
I don't respond.
I could see that. The only thing that could hurt is they all have to play each other twice. But I still see the AFC. I think the Ravens
conferences are going to have.
I think the Ravens got better this offseason. I think the Jaguars
did they? How did the Ravens get better?
Derrick Henry, I think that's huge.
But they lost Patrick Queen.
They still have Smith in the middle. But listen, I don't want to get too.
You got an old washed up Derrick Henry.
And you lost Patrick Queen, who's in this prime.
Don't get too caught up on Derrick Henry. I know he looks shredded right now, but don't get too caught up on him. You have him at the very end of his career.
Okay, so right now, Tyler, would you take J.K. Dobbins or Derrick Henry?
No,
well,
Trent,
with injury history.
Tyler, would you take Gus Edwards or Derrick Henry?
Trent, did you not hear what I just said?
If Derrick Henry was still in the Titans, I think you'd have a different mindset because you actually thought the Titans were going to re-sign him.
No, because I told my wife, I said that I think that he needs to go and they need to bring somebody fresh in because he is at the end of his career.
No.
He's a guy that just takes a beating all the time. Mm-hmm. All the time. And
look
now
who he played for.
But hold on. But listen, but what I'm saying is now you're going into, I feel like the AFC North has a lot more hard hitters than the AFC South. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So so if he runs the same way he did against those teams, he won't make it the full 16 games in the season, 17 games in the season. Was it now 17, right?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. And I
think the teams are better. And I also think that there's better defenses in the AFC North.
Better defenses, yeah.
So I think he's a great fit for Monken's offense up there.
Right. I'm not saying it's a good pickup, and he's going to be good. He's going to be good, but I'm saying he's going to have to stay healthy.
I think he's better. Well, I don't think he's had health issues. Knock on wood.
Yet.
I mean, you could say that, Ty. You could say that about every single team in the NFL. He's going to have to stay healthy. I mean, look at your team. Your team literally went from being the top team in your division and in the conference to getting injuries to getting the top 5 pick and drafting Trey Lance in a year. Right? Everybody needs to stay healthy. So I'm just telling you right now, they got better by signing Derrick Henry.
Right, but what I just said though is that he's playing against better defenses twice now across the board. I think across the board they're all better than the teams in the division he's coming from.
You now have to be able to defend Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the backfield.
Lamar Jackson has to not be selfish and not make the wrong decision.
No,
give the ball up. Give the ball up.
You have to make him throw the ball at the end of games. Like,
hey Trey, I gotta ask you something.
What?
Who would you take if you had to pick for your team? Would you take right now Brock Purdy or Lamar Jackson?
Lamar Jackson.
Really? Okay.
Because I think their throwing abilities are pretty much the same.
I just had to throw that out there. I knew he was going to pick.
Right. Throwing abilities are the same, even though Brock Purdy was the top-tiered statistic quarterback last year.
Yeah, who's the MVP?
In all categories.
It's easy when your plays are...
Who's the MVP? That's great, but did you even make it to the Super Bowl?
Did you win it?
Did you make it, though? Do you have a chance to? No.
So what do you have to show?
NFC Championship.
What does Lamar have to show?
This doesn't mean shit.
Don't be mad and salty. Don't be mad and salty. Don't be mad
and salty. I'm not mad and salty.
You sound pretty salty over there, Jordan.
We ended up in the same spot.
Jordan Love, I'm over here like, who the hell's Jordan Salty? I'm like, who's that? I'm confused.
All right, let's move. So listen, we want to talk Masters real quick. Just kind of give
real quick, give an update what you're seeing.
So obviously, actually, Trey, do you want to take this one because I know you're the golf guru here.
So we haven't really finished the first round just because of the delay from this morning or yesterday morning. But right now, the leader in the clubhouse is Bryson at -7. And he looks pretty good. And he even had a quote saying that his game's at a good spot right now, and all that stuff. And -7 for an opening round at the Masters is pretty tough. And it was windy today. That seems to be like the biggest factor in today was the wind and how it was so swirling and unpredictable. But it's shaping up to be a good little Masters. And I think it's interesting to see a lot of a live guy leading it and a lot of other live guys in the question too. So. They catch a lot of flack for playing 54 holes. Oh, they only play 54 holes. Well, we'll see what the standings look like at the end. But overall, I thought it was a cool first day. I don't like that they had to stop the first round, but
dude, there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys to stop, Trey. I know you mentioned. I think it was Homo, right?
Yeah, who's up there on the leaderboard too.
He's 4th, but they also had to stop the guy that's 3rd right now too. That's Hodgegard.
Beauregard.
Yeah, sorry, I knew I was going to mispronounce that, but because he's at 15th hole, Homa's at 13th. So, yeah, guess who is tied up there with 9th though?
Tiger,
Corey Connors.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
No, but hey, I will say this: Tiger's at -1 right now. And did you guys see the bet for that though?
Plus 10,000.
Plus 10,000 to birdie the first hole, and he did.
Oh, I thought it was just his odds to win.
No,
it was to birdie the first hole.
He was lower. He was lower than that. First hole though, that's kind of like a race to 10. I feel like
I would have absolutely.
I know, right? Right?
Yeah.
So, Tiger's still alive for my long shot.
No, he's not.
My little sleeper bet that I made for fun is just a simple to make the cut. I got Phil Mickelson to make the cut at plus 110.
Not bad. Yeah, he always play. He's in Augusta. He loves Augusta. Plays well every year.
Lefties play well there.
That's why I picked Brian Harman.
Yeah,
that's great odds.
Yeah, that's why I was like, hey,
hell yeah.
And I used the DraftKings bet and get, where whatever you put your bet down, you get a free for the same amount. So I was like, heck yeah, why not? I took some little flyers on Scotty Scheffler winning it outright, even though he wasn't my pick, and he's looking strong. I picked Brooks Koepka because if he sees Bryson up at the top of the leaderboard, he's going to turn it on. So I got him to get a top 10 at plus 180. I'll, sprinkle here and there and have some fun, you can still make some money with some sprinkles in these odds that you see out there.
Won a couple 3-ball bets today. Got Scotty Scheffler plus 120. And then I took Fitzpatrick plus 160, and I won both of those.
Heck yeah.
That was pretty fun.
Share the wealth on those. I love making three ball bets. But hey, I can't wait for. Correct me if I'm wrong, Trey. Will they still be able to get the tournament finished on Sunday?
Oh, I was telling Tyler this. So, tee time started at 7:45, and so the last group is on what, hole 13 or 12 or something like that.
11.
So 11. So what's going to happen is they're going to be able to start exactly when they were going to. There's just going to be people out on the hole 12, 11, and 13 and stuff finishing up in the morning.
So the guys that have to finish will have to golf their second round, though.
Yeah, they finish what they have left, and then they have to golf again.
Damn, that's tough. That's a lot of golf in one day.
Yeah, it's tough. So there's a benefit and a not benefit to it. Like if you're playing well today, if I was Homa or Beauregard, like I'd be pissed I had to stop because I had a good thing going. But then again, if you're playing well tomorrow, you have more than 18 holes that you're playing well for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
another, and I don't want to keep us, but another quick question. With the way that they change hole locations, are they going to have to keep the hole location, or do they only do that on Saturday, Sunday?
No, what they'll do is they'll keep 11 through 18, and then as those guys finish, the last guys finish the hole, they'll change it.
Wow, they'll be able to change it on demand. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, oh dude, absolutely. And they'll be given the whole location information before the round starts anyway. Like they already know it.
Yeah,
going into the round.
All right, that's good. That's good information there to know.
Mm-hmm. You ever see them change a hole? You ever see a video of how they do it?
I have. It's pretty
very satisfying. Like to see how when they like sprinkle water around it and like roll it.
Yeah.
Not Tyler.
Just very satisfying.
It is. It's like ASMR.
All right. Tyler, let's pump these out. Let's get into it. Let's get into UFC 300.
UFC 300, because this is such a big card across the board, what we're going to be doing here is we're actually going to pick the winner from each fight, who we think. We'll put out a board so that you guys can kind of see that and follow along if you'd like to. I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of neat, too, to parlay a couple winners and things like that to get better odds. You know, it's something kind of cool. But, yeah, we'll just kind of rattle these off in terms of – but we're actually going to start with the early prelims, which I believe, Trent, you said started at 6?
Yeah, they start at 6 p.m. Saturday.
Okay.
They're good, man.
First one that we got here as an early prelim, this guy's been in main events a couple times. We got Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt. Right now we got Garbrandt at plus 250 odds, Figueiredo at minus 310, and that's just to win.
Jeez.
Trey, you want to start?
Yeah. I think Garbrandt wins this. So I'm going to go with him.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I think I know he went through like a rough patch. He's got a weak chin, but he has some serious knockout power. I do. And I know Figueiredo is considered one of the, like a GOAT for his division, I guess, or it might have been like a featherweight. I know he's fighting bantamweight, but I'm going to go Garbrandt. I think he's kind of on the up and up. And I'm going to the bet I like more is the exact method of victory by KO, TKO, or disqualification plus 110.
And that's from anybody.
For either guy, yeah.
That's cool. That's neat. That's a good bet. Trey, who you got?
My heart wants Cody Garbrandt to win, so I'm going to be cheering for Garbrandt. When it comes to straight up picking him winning, I don't know. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are they both up a class, or
it's a bantamweight? It's a bantamweight.
Okay.
It's considered bantamweight, so I don't know that for sure.
I mean, I'm going to have to pick Figueiredo. But
I think he said it more correct than I did.
Okay, I accidentally rolled the R a little bit there, but
Figueiredo. Yeah, that's good.
It's like when people on Food Network all of a sudden use that accent that they,
Yeah.
But anyway, I like Cody Garbrandt plus 3.5 on point spread at plus 130.
That's good.
Okay.
All right. Next, we got Bobby Green.
Hey, I'm sorry. I won't have a bet that I like for every single pick, so I'm probably just going to give my outright winner.
Yeah.
But,
No, I don't either. I'm just giving my winners for this, and then if we talk bets and stuff, like we.
Ty, who did you have in the first one?
I got Figueredo.
Okay.
So, I've seen him fight a couple times. He's pretty tough, and I hope that Cody wins again. Like I'm also cheering for Cody, but I've seen the other guy fight a little bit, and he is pretty good and pretty tough and does not go down very easily. So I feel like Cody could catch one. But all right. Next, we got Bobby Green versus Jim Miller. This is a lightweight bout. Bobby Green is minus 180. Jim Miller is plus 150. And these odds are according to UFC.com and their website. So we're not actually using a book for these, but at this point in time, so it might be a little bit different. Trent, who you got on this one?
I'm going Jim Miller in this one.
Wow.
Trey?
I'm going to go Bobby Green. Fun fact about Jim Miller, he was in UFC 100, UFC 200, and now he's going to be in UFC 300.
Really?
Yep.
That's cool. That's pretty cool. I'm also going Jim Miller. Again, seen Jim Miller fight a couple times. Minus 180, plus 150 in a fight. It's pretty close odds when you really think about it when it comes down, It's not a huge stretch. I mean, honestly, you could even look at the Garbrandt one and actually say that's actually kind of close too. But I'm going to go Jim Miller in this one. All right, next we got a women's strawweight bout. We have Jessica Andrade and Marina Rodriguez. Andrade is minus 135. Rodriguez plus 114.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Andrade, and honestly, I would bet her to win on the money line, minus 135.
Andrade. Okay. Trent?
Not so fast, Trey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Rodriguez. A little bit less experience. I know Andrade's been through the gauntlet. I believe she's even been she's had the belt too. But I think her chin has taken a couple hits, and I think it's kind of softened. I gotta be careful with choosing my words.
I know, yeah. I'm waiting for it.
But decent advantage in the reach for Rodriguez by about 3 inches. Difference in height for sure. Doesn't necessarily always hold an advantage. But I'm going Rodriguez to pull this one out.
Okay. I'm on the same bandwagon, Trey. I'm going with Andrade. All right. Next, we got Jalen Turner versus Renato Moicano.
I'll say it quick. I'm going Turner.
Okay. Trey?
I'm also going Turner. I love his last fight with Dan Hooker. It was amazing to watch. But I would also take this to end by TKO or KO or whatever.
Okay.
And it looks like the odds for that. I couldn't even tell you. Let's see. I'm minus 150. But
for TKO.
Yeah.
All right. We'll make this a trifecta. It's the first one that we all picked the same. I'm also going Turner.
All right.
All right. Now we are getting into our prelims. So those were the early prelims. We also have 2, 3, 4. We also have 4 prelims here to talk about. So
which when you think about to have Garbrandt as an early prelim and Turner as an early prelim, heck yeah.
Yep. I know. Kind of tells you about it. First fight we got here, Sadiq Youssef and Diego Lopez. Sadiq Youssef is a plus 120 odds, and Diego Lopez is minus 142. I'll start off real quick. I'm going Youssef.
I am also going Sadiq Youssef.
I'm going Diego Lopez, baby.
Okay. Go Diego, go.
All right. Next, we got a women's bantamweight bout, and it's been a long time since she's fought. Holly Holm is going to be fighting Kayla Harrison. Right now, I don't know if you guys have any odds up anywhere, but I don't have any odds on UFC.
I got you,
minus 440.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say minus 440 Kayla Harrison, plus 340 Holly Holm.
Okay. I'm going with Kayla Harrison. I don't know if you guys saw any of the weigh-ins and stuff, but she's pretty shredded. Like jacked.
Yeah.
So
I'm also going with her.
Make that a clean sweep. Matter of fact, I think this is I think it's the last straw for Holly Holm.
No, Trent, it's a bantamweight, not a strawweight.
Okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying, but not that. I don't know if she's going to hang the gloves up or whatnot after this, but
I can see that happen.
It's coming down to it now for her. I mean, I actually really like under 2.5 rounds plus 130.
Ooh, that's not bad. She thinks she gets knocked out.
Already placed that wager, knocked out or submitted.
Or submitted, yeah. Well, it's interesting too because Holly Holm's actually ranked number 5. The other girl's not even ranked. So
yeah, she's newer, I think.
Up and coming.
Yeah, no, I know. Mm-hmm. All right, next we got a featherweight bout in the men's division. We got Calvin Kattar and Aljamain Sterling. Again, you got Aljamain Sterling in your prelims,
right?
Like some of these, I feel like Sterling was in a main event recently.
He was, but now note he moved up.
Yeah, I know. Doesn't matter. He's
making sure everyone knows. But he moved up a weight class. He did. His last fight, I believe, was his loss to Sugar. So I'm going Aljamain Sterling. I think Kattar can throw, but I think Aljamain's going to out wrestle him.
Yeah.
And Kattar, I'm pretty sure almost every single fight that I watch him fight, his nose gets broke. So
be prepared for that.
Yeah, so I'm going Aljamain Sterling minus 175 right now on DraftKings. That's not bad odds for his money line, in my opinion.
No, it's not bad.
I'm taking him as well. I'm taking Sterling. The bet I like is plus 300 win by KO, TKO, or submission for Sterling. So
it's not bad. All right, and then to round out the prelims here, again, another very wild prelim fight. Yuri Prochazka, right? Is that what we said, Trey?
Yeah.
Prochazka. And Alexander Rakic. Prochazka, man, he was the champ, right? Didn't he had to forfeit it?
And then he came back and lost to Pereira.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna go with Yuri Prochazka. Right now, and this is UFC odds, but he's at plus 100, which is interesting. So
I'm with you, Tyler. I'm going to take him, and I'm going to bet his actual money line.
Okay.
I'm going to make that a clean sweep. I like when we get to cheer for all the same guy.
Yeah,
that is fun.
Good value. He had to come back. That was his first fight back, I believe, right? Against
Pereira, yeah.
And I mean, you're going against a stud. You're going against a
and they might have called it a little early, I think, watching that fight.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I'm going Yuri.
Yep,
Yuri.
All right, now we're into our main card here. Really can probably judge that this will be a clean sweep. This is a middleweight bout, and you got Bo Nickel, which, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't he a prelim fight initially?
No, he was always a main card, and it's kind of controversial, actually.
Okay, wow.
Why?
I was like, yeah,
because he's gonna get people to buy it.
But I'm saying, why is it controversial?
Oh, because Trent, you got people you have 2 former champs, actually 3 former champs on the prelims.
3.
Former.
That's crazy.
No,
Yuri's a number 2 contender, and so is Sterling a number 2 contender, and they're recent champs.
Yeah, Bo Nichols got to think about him though, man.
He's the next guy.
He's minus 2,100.
Yeah,
against Cody Brundage. So I think this is pretty easy. We across the board, we all Bo Nickel.
Yeah. Can I just note something? It's just nuts when you look at this fight because like under one now is a 3-round fight. Under 1.5 rounds, minus 360. Winning method. Yeah, right. Winning method is for Bo Nickel to win by KO, TKO, DQ is plus 140. That's what's tricky though. Submission is minus 125.
I would take that.
Yeah.
Minus 125 by submission. The guy is a Penn State national champion wrestler.
Like 3 times.
3 times. Yeah. So that's why Trey, I get frustrated to hear that it's controversial because I actually think they're kind of slow playing him a little bit.
It's controversial because of who he's on the main card over, but he's going to be the next guy. He's going to be the next UFC star, I think. And you got to down the road when people are like, "Oh, remember UFC 300? Oh my God, Bo Nickel was on that card." Like,
yep. They're not. Dana White's not dumb. He's a smart man.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, he is a smart man. All right, next we got this is an interesting one. This is a lightweight bout. You got number 1 contender Charles Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan. Oliveira's plus 185. Tsarukyan is minus 225.
It to me, I mean, I feel like all the money is going to be on Oliveira. He is back with the bleach blonde hair. I don't know if we saw that, but I'm going Tsarukyan.
Okay, Trey.
I'm with you, Trent. I think this guy, there's like 3 fighters that have been up and coming that have actually gotten deterred by this generation of Charles Oliveira and those fighters, but I think Tsarukyan's a different guy. I think he takes Oliveira. So I'm going with him, but I'd like the bet of anybody to win by TKO or KO minus 115.
Okay. Hey, I'm sorry, Trey, to throw back on that Bo Nickel to win by submission.
Yeah.
If you take him to win by submission in round 1, it's plus 145. I don't think any of his fights have gone out of round 1 yet. Maybe even 30 seconds.
I don't think it's gone outside of a minute for sure.
I think one of them did go outside of a minute.
Might be 2 minutes. I don't know. All right. Next we got the. Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't even get my pick. I'm also going Tsarukyan. So we're all on that bandwagon. I do think that Charles Oliveira, I think his time to shine was here and now it's gone. So unfortunately for him, having to actually give up the belt for not making weight the one time was kind of his downfall when you really think about it. So unfortunate for him, but yeah, I go with Tsarukyan for this one. But next we get the lightweight bout. This is the BMF title. This is Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway. Gaethje's minus 170. Holloway is plus 142. I'll start this one off real quick. I'm going Gaethje. I think it goes the distance, but I think Gaethje wins it.
Yep, I completely echo what you just said, Tyler. I think Gaethje wins, but I do think it goes the distance.
All right, I'm going Gaethje.
Okay. Distance, Trent?
I'm not going to go. I'm going to be different in that area. I'm going to say right. Gaethje knockout TKO.
You know he's never been knocked out.
It's the first time for everything, Trey.
Holloway won't get knocked out. He never gets knocked out.
He never gets knocked out.
Dude, he's like he just goes. It's like the Energizer Bunny.
Okay, but what if we're talking TKO?
I don't think that's ever happened to him.
Okay, I'm just playing advocate over here.
All right. Next, we got this is the co-main event, right? You have the women's strawweight title bout, and you got Zhang Weili. I'm sorry,
Whaley.
and Weili, and you got
Weili.
Yan Zhanan. Zhanan. So how would you say?
These are tough.
Zhao
Zhaonan.
Zhaonan. Okay, Yan Zhaonan. Okay. Go ahead, Trent. I'll let you say it again so I can hear it. I was gonna give it, but I'm like, I don't remember how to say it again. Go ahead.
Going Zhang Weili.
Weili. Okay.
That's
There
what
you
I'm
go.
going with too.
That's who I'm going with. Right now, guys, we are clean sweep across the board for the main card. So
Oh, really? Oh man.
I'm gonna have to put a little parlay together here.
I'm waiting for that boost, that multiplier boost for on DraftKings.
Yep.
Look for that to come tomorrow.
Yep. All right, last fight. This is the main event. I do again, not to criticize because I think it's a great card. I do find it interesting that Pereira has such. I still consider him a new UFC fighter. I know he's fought a couple fights, but like to have him as like the pinnacle. You know what I mean?
He didn't have to
like,
work his way up there. He was placed.
It was title fight,
yeah.
like always title fights. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, that's beside the point. This is a light heavyweight title bout. This is Alex Pereira and Jamal Hill. And Pereira is minus 135. Hill is plus 114.
I'm going Hill.
Hill.
Plus 114.
Wow.
I think Pereira's good, but I think he just has he's a one-trick pony. It's these low little calf kicks. If you can avoid those and avoid his left hook, then if you're more talented.
If you watch his last fight, dude, he trained so much better than the first time he fought against Adesanya.
Second time,
dude, he will. No, second time he lost. No, the second time he lost.
Second time he got knocked out.
I know. That's why I thought you were saying he trained better.
For his last fight, and I thought he looked better, right, than he ever did against Adesanya because he was way more developed with stuff. So, we will. But yeah, Trent, go ahead.
I'm going Pereira.
I am also on Pereira for this one. So I think Pereira takes it. I think probably knocks him out maybe round 3.
You know, Hill had the title and had to give it up because of injury, right?
That's fine. Let's see what happens. But all right.
See.
Anything else, boys?
I think we covered it all.
Hey,
great card.
Yep. A lot of sports, even though we're in a tough period.
Yep. We got hockey playoffs coming up. I think NBA playoffs will be coming up soon, but
we'll definitely be talking hockey playoffs coming up here soon. Probably more next week because hockey playoffs do start April 20th. So
next week we might have to do the draft.
Yeah. So we'll put some promo stuff out there, let you guys know what's coming up. So we'll put some promo commercials and things out there. But keep an eye out. Everybody have a great weekend. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, take it easy, fellas.
See you guys.
Have a great weekend.
You too.